Father, we thank you, we worship you, we praise your holy name. We thank you for this opportunity. As we want to embark on the teaching and learning process, we pray for your guidance. Guide us, give us the spirit of understanding and assimilation. For in Jesus' name we have prayed. Amen. So you're welcome. The subject is social studies, as you know. Today we'll be looking at the causes of contemporary social problems in Nigeria. If you remember, the last class we tried to look at the meaning of contemporary social problems, as well as examples of social problems in Nigeria. So we'll just have a recap of what we did in our last class. We said social problems are issues that are harmful to our collective health and safety. Are you with me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we said social problems are issues that are harmful to our collective health and safety. We also said that contemporary social problems are issues of the moment. And we mentioned some. We said we have armed robbery, we have kidnapping, we have human trafficking, we have advance fee fraud, that is 419, and so on and so forth. So today we want to look at the causes of social problems in Nigeria. Why do people indulge in these social problems? So we take them one after the other. The first in my list or in my notes is poverty. Poverty. Poverty is a state of being poor, not being able to provide the basic needs of life. Can you please tell me the basic needs of life? What are the basic needs of life?
Clothes, house, shelter.
Okay, we have food, we have clothing, we have shelter. These are the basic needs of life. When a man cannot meet these needs, we say the man is living in a state of poverty. So poverty is a cause of social problem in Nigeria because when a man cannot meet the needs of the family, that person may indulge in illicit acts in order to make money. For example, stealing, armed robbery, advance fee fraud, etc. The next cause of social problem we'll be looking at is corruption. Corruption simply means not being honest, being illegal, or exhibiting immoral behavior. And this corruption has eaten deep into the Nigerian economy. It has affected every aspect of our national life. You see it common among government officials, among contractors, public and private companies. And note that corruption...
Please go back.
Go back to where?
Go back.
Are you writing the notes down?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
No, the note will be sent to you. All you have to do is to listen and jot down the points. Do you understand?
They say I should take down the points.
Yes, take down the points and listen. The note will be sent to it will be sent to your mail, please. Is that okay? So can I continue? Corruption includes giving and receiving of bribes. Is that okay? That's corruption. If you come down to, like amongst yourself,
This means that the person video is off.
you can stop making noise. Concentrate. So is that taken? We have poverty, we have mentioned corruption as well. 2 points now, isn't it? Farida, We have mentioned corruption as well as poverty, 2 causes now, isn't it? Let's move to the next cause of social problem in Nigeria. We have lack of parental care. Lack of parental care. Many parents do not give their children the required attention. This is a factor responsible for social problem, because when children have any problem, they find it difficult to discuss it with their parents because they do not get that attention they need from their parents. So instead of giving it to their parents now, they share their problems with their peers, their friends, their playmates. When they do, they may not get um, good advice from this group of people, unlike the one they would have gotten from their parents. So lack of parental care is a cause of social problems in Nigeria. You find out that today many parents leave their children with mates. Some leave very early in the morning and return home when the children have gone to bed. So they find it difficult, they don't get that attention to share whatever challenge or problem they have with their parents. So lack of parental care is a cause of social problem. We'll move to the next one now. We have greed. Greed. Who can give us or tell us the meaning of greed? What do you understand by greed? Let me see there. What do you understand by greed? What is greed? If you know it, you raise your hand.
Ma, by not able to give willingly. Ma, by not able to give willingly.
Not able to do what?
Give willingly.
Give willingly. No, that's not greed.
Ma, greed means the excessive want of everything.
What? Ikechukwu, what are you saying? Ikechukwu.
Ma.
You said greed is what? You said it means what?
Ma, greed means being selfish.
Being selfish? No, they are different words.
Yes, ma.
Selfish means something else. It's not greed. Greed is different from selfishness. Selfishness means not having everything to yourself. You don't want to share. You think of yourself alone. That's selfishness. While greed, on the other hand, is the zeal to have everything more than what you actually need. When someone is greedy, the person wants more than what he or she needs. Take for instance, you need 1,000 naira and you have it, but then you want much more than that. That is greed. Is that okay? So greed
Yes, ma.
Good. So greed, here we said it means desire for more food, money, power, possession than one needs. Most people are not satisfied with what they have. So this leads to greed. Greed is a cause of social problem, because when you are not satisfied with what you have, you begin to do so many other things in order to get more. You may indulge in advanced fee fraud, that's 419. Some people call it Yahoo Yahoo or yahoo.com. You may also engage in human trafficking in order to make more money, or drug trafficking as well. So greed is a cause of social problem. The next one we have is peer group influence. Peer group means what? Who can tell us the meaning of peer group? Yes. Who can tell us the meaning of peer group? What do you understand by peer group? If you know it, you raise your hand and I'll ask you. Yes, Farida. I can't hear you, Farida. Yes, peer group. David, what is peer group? Peer group. David, do you know the meaning of peer group? Okay, peer group refers to our friends or our playmates. Is that okay? Your friends, your playmates refer to your peer group. Is that okay?
Yes, ma.
Good. So our peer group is all right. So our peer group, the friends we keep, is also a cause of social problem in Nigeria because some people don't keep good friends. There is this saying, show me your friend and I'll tell you who you are. If you're the kind of person that make friends with people that have bad behavior, they can influence you negatively. And when that happens, you may indulge yourself in some of the social ills in our country today. So peer group influence is also a cause of social problem in Nigeria. Is that okay? So take notes, what we've learned so far, or what we've tried to look at, is the causes of social problems in Nigeria. The causes of social problems in Nigeria, and we have discussed 5. We said we have poverty, we also have peer group influence, we have lack of parental care, we have greed, we also have corruption. Is that okay? Do you have any question? Any question? If no question, let me ask you, evaluation or classwork. Who can mention the 3 causes of contemporary social...
Ma, are you going to send the notes?
Yes, the note will be sent.
Ma, will you send the notes?
It will be sent after the class. If it's sent now, you'll be distracted. After the class, you'll get the note. Is that okay?
Good. Keeping bad company.
So now, who can mention 3 causes of contemporary social problems in Nigeria?
Ma.
If you know it, you raise your hand and I'll ask you. Yes. Raise your hand if you know it. Who wants to talk?
Ma.
Okay, yes.
Ma.
Greed and poverty.
Greed.
Yes, it's true.
Bad company and corruption.
Okay, very good.
Ma.
Greed, corruption, as well as bad
Ma, greed,
friends.
bad
Lack
company
of
and corruption.
care.
Very good. We also have
Lack of
bad company.
Lack of parental care. Beautiful. So that's causes of social problems in Nigeria. Now we are going to look at the effects of social problems in our country. What are the effects of social problems in our country? Are you ready for that? Effects of social issues and problems in Nigeria. So in the effects of social issues and problems in Nigeria, we'll be discussing it under 3 categories. We have the effects on the individual, effects on the family, as well as the nation. Is that okay? So we'll take it one after the other. We'll start with the individual first. What are the effects of social problems on the individual? The first we have is disease infection. Disease infection. When a lady is raped by a man that has sexually transmitted disease, the disease is passed on to her. True or false? Can you hear me? Disease infection is an effect of social problem on the individual. Victims of rape stand the chance of contacting sexually transmitted diseases such as HIV and AIDS, syphilis, gonorrhea, etc. So disease infection is an effect on the individual. We also have anxiety and worry.
I'm not hearing you.
You can't hear me. I said we are looking at effects of social issues. Can you hear me now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. We are looking at the effects of social issues and problems in Nigeria. And I told you the first one we are looking at is disease infection. This is the kind of, this effect is the one that affects an individual. And we said here, the victim of rape can acquire sexually transmitted disease. Is that okay? Who can give us an example of STDs? Just one. Who can give us an example of sexually transmitted disease?
Yeah.
What?
We will say everything.
Yes.
HIV.
What? HIV, yes. Any other one? We have gonorrhea, we have syphilis. These are sexually transmitted diseases.
Gonorrhea.
Gonorrhea, yes. It's also an STD. So a victim of rape stands the chance of acquiring STD. Farida, sit upright, please. Farida. Okay, let's continue. The second one we have is anxiety and worry. Another effect of social problem on the individual is anxiety and worry. I hope you are writing this under individual. The first one, disease infection. Number two, anxiety and worry. Here, cultists, rapists, armed robbers, kidnappers, human traffickers, as well as fraudsters, they always live in fear. Because they know they have done wrong, they always live in fear. They are always worried. Once they hear police, any siren, they become afraid. What their mind is telling them at that moment is that the police are after them. So this is an effect of social problem on the individual, anxiety and worry. Those who indulge in social problems, they live in fear. They are always afraid. They are always worried. They have that fear that they can be arrested by the police. So anxiety and worry is an effect on the individual. We also have poverty. Most drug addicts spend so much money on illicit drugs. Most drug addicts spend so much money on illicit drugs. That's hard drugs such as cocaine, marijuana, heroin, etc.
Tobacco.
Very good. So, since they spend so much money on these drugs, at the long run, poverty may set in because they will not have money to get other things which they need. Another thing, poverty here is that those infected with HIV or STD, they spend a lot of money on drugs so that they can get well. This can lead to poverty at the long run. So poverty is an effect of social problem on the individual. Another thing we have is death. That's number what now? Number what now? Death, number what? Are you not writing at all?
Ma, number 4.
Number 4, very good. So death is also an effect of social problem. Here, victims of armed robbery may lose their lives. Not only the victims of armed robbery, but armed robbers themselves. Victims of armed robbery may lose their life once armed robbers.
Please go back to.
I should go back to what? Are you just coming?
No, ma.
So just listen. We have debt. We are looking at debt. We said debt is an effect of social problem on the individual because the victim of armed robbery incident may lose his or his life. And we also said that armed robbers as well stand the chance of being killed by law enforcement agents once they cross paths. You know, they open fire. They may open fire, and during the course of that, the armed robbers may get killed. So death is an effect of social problem. Do you follow? Death is an effect of social problem. Death here, both the armed robber as well as the victim of armed robbery stand the chance of being killed. The next one we have is self-destruction. Number what now?
Number 5.
Number 5, very good. We have self-destruction. Someone involved in any social problem will become a social misfit. Someone involved in any social problem will become a social misfit. He cannot be accepted in the society where he finds himself or in the society where he belongs. Let's take, for instance, in a particular neighborhood or community, someone was caught stealing farm produce, either tubers of yam or some cassava from another person's farmland. Once the person is caught, that individual is labeled a thief in that community. People will
Ma,
yes,
please, what is misfit?
misfit, someone that cannot fit in a particular place. Ikechukwu, do you get me now?
Ma?
A social misfit
Yes, ma'am.
refers to someone who cannot fit into a particular place. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. So people who have stolen are seen as criminals. Then someone who has raped a female will be tagged a rapist for life. Someone who has who is discovered to have engaged in armed robbery and caught, people will see that person as an armed robber. The person will become a social misfit in the society where he finds himself. Do you understand? That is what self-destruction, because people will begin to see you as a bad person in the community.
Society.
Yes, in the society. Same thing. So we are done with social issues and problems on the individual. Now I want you to mention the points you stated so that I'll be sure you are following. What are the effects of social issues and problems on the individual? Mention them, what I have said. The first one is
Ma,
what?
disease, infection,
Yes,
anxiety and worry,
Self-destruction.
poverty,
yes,
death, and self-destruction.
self-destruction. Very good. We also have death, isn't it? So now,
Yes, ma'am.
good. Now we want to look at the effects of social problems on the family. So now write family as your subheading. Effects of social problems on the family. The first we have here is broken homes. Broken homes. Are you with me? Number 1, broken homes. A family with delinquent child may break up. A family with delinquent child may break up. What do you understand by delinquent child? A child that has committed a crime. Someone who is not up to the age of, who is not up to 18. Teenage crime is referred to as delinquent. That's delinquent child is a teenager who has committed a crime. So a family with delinquent child may break up as a result of disagreements between the parents over the child. Are you with me? Take for instance, a young boy, let's say about 13 or 14, committed a crime in a particular community. What crime do we use now? Let's say rape. You know it's a serious crime in Nigeria.
Yes, ma'am.
Good. So a family with such child, the parents, of course, will disagree over the child. The father may want to push the blame to the mother. It is your fault. You did not train this child properly. The mother, on the other hand, may want to push the blame to the father. That can cause disagreements, and if not managed properly, can lead to broken homes. They may go their separate ways. That is the husband and the wife. Do you understand? So broken homes is an effect of social problem on the family. So let's go to the next one. Number 2 is divorce. Write it down. Divorce. When a man is involved in any illegal act, the woman, that is the wife, may oppose it. And of course, quarrels will occur. Are you with me? Are you gisting? Listen, keep quiet. Keep quiet and pay attention.
Why is the network doing like this for God's sake?
We said divorce.
No.
Divorce is another effect of social problem on the family. He said a man and a woman may quarrel, and this can lead to divorce. Take for instance, a woman discovers that the husband is an armed
I can't see the screen.
What? Take for instance, a woman or a wife discovers that the husband is an armed robber. Maybe she finds a gun in his closet, a mark, face marks, and other things that show that this man is an armed robber. She will oppose it, mention it to the husband, and quarrels may occur. She may tell the husband, if you don't stop this, I will leave the house for you.
But the husband can kill her.
You said what?
The husband can kill her.
Yes, the husband can kill her. So in order to avoid such, she will go her own way and file for divorce. So divorce is an effect of social problems on the family. The next one we have is stigmatization. Take it down. Write stigmatization. That's the third one here, number 3 under the family, isn't it? Stigmatization. Stigmatization here refers to disgrace. Disgrace. Any family whose member is involved in any of the social ills, maybe rape, armed robbery, electoral malpractice, kidnapping, human trafficking, may be stigmatized by the society. Once it has been proven, once it's proven that someone is involved in some of these social ills I mentioned, stigmatization comes in. It will spoil.
What is stigmatization?
Stigmatization means disgrace. It will be a slap on the face of the family. Members of that family will be stigmatized for life. When people are telling stories or trying to say something about them, they say, is it not that family that their son raped a 10-year-old child? Is it not that family that their son was caught stealing? That is a disgrace, isn't it? So that's stigmatization. A family whose member is involved in any of the ills mentioned will be stigmatized by the society. The next one,
Can you tell me nothing? You can't tell me nothing. Sure.
so now we have lack of cooperation. Write that down. Lack of cooperation.
Riding on a tractor.
Stop talking. Who can tell us what cooperation is? What is the meaning of cooperation? If you know it, you raise your hand. Let's know how many of you still remember your primary social studies. Who can define cooperation?
Till I get no more, I'm gonna take my
Cooperation is working together to achieve a goal.
Okay, David, you said cooperation is what?
Working together to achieve a goal.
Very
A
good.
certain goal.
Very good. Cooperation is the working together of people to achieve a common goal. So, keep quiet, no noise, please. Cooperation is the working together of people to achieve a common goal. So lack of cooperation is an effect of social problem on the family. Here, the siblings, children, even parents, members of the family, due to existence of social problems, may not work together. They will always disagree. Let's say a child, a boy in that family is into hard drugs. The sister, of course, will want to challenge him. Why are you always taking cocaine? Why are you always taking marijuana or Ebola, as they call it? So that can lead to lack of cooperation. She may not want to work together with that his brother. So lack of cooperation sets in.
Ma, please go back.
Time is going. Just write your number 4 as lack of cooperation. We said where social problem exists, members of the family.
I can't hear you.
When lack of cooperation exists, members of the family will not work together. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
Yes,
Can you
ma'am.
hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, beautiful. Now let's go to nation. What are the effects of social issues and problems on the nation? Write nation as your subheading, nation. Number 1, we have collapse of social values. Take it down. Collapse of social values. A nation where social ills exist, social values collapse. Values such as respect, honesty, patriotism, diligence, as well as integrity will no longer be there because, of course, people begin to do whatever they like. So our values such as honesty will no longer be there. In fact, where there is no honesty, that's where you find corruption. Corruption becomes common. So we have collapse of social values. The next one under the nation, what? The next one under the nation effect is high level of indiscipline. Write it down.
Eh? I'm trying to see if my microphone is working.
We have high level of indiscipline. Write it down. High level of indiscipline. High level of indiscipline
Ma, please.
Is an effect what? High level of indiscipline is an effect of social problem on
go
the
back.
nation. Go back to what? Go back to where? This is just the second one now. The first one is collapse of social values. Did you take it down?
Ma, please go back.
Go back to what? Tell me.
To the last slide.
The last slide. Okay. Can you see it now?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. I didn't start that. The nation. Collapse of social values. Have you taken it down? Just write the point.
Yes, ma. Yes, ma. Yes.
Good. Then the next one, the second one is high level of indiscipline. High level of indiscipline. We said there is high level of indiscipline in a society where social ills exist. For people to engage in electoral malpractice shows that there is indiscipline in a society already. So there is high level of indiscipline. The next one is insecurity. Number 3 now, isn't it? Insecurity is number what?
Number 3.
3, beautiful. So insecurity, there is insecurity in the country. Presence of social ills and problems will make people to live in fear. Lives and properties are not secure.
Number 3.
Number 3, we are still in number 3 now, insecurity. I said, in a society where there are social ills, there will be insecurity. People will live in fear. Lives and properties will not be secure. Do you get
Some
me?
some of them may leave the area.
Yes, some of them may change the location where they are. For example, in Borno State, you see many people have left that state for other states due to what? High level of insecurity, isn't it? So social ills bring about insecurity in the nation. The next one we have is no development. There will be no development. Do you think there will be development in a state where lives and properties are not secure? Class, do you think there will be development in a state or in a place where lives and properties are not secure?
No, ma.
Good. So, no development is also an effect of social problems. So there is need for peace and security to be in a place. There is need for peace and security so that investors, even foreign investors, not just Nigerians, can come and invest in our nation so that there will be what? Development. Now let us check the next. Let's check our slide. There will be what? High level of unemployment. Number what now? Number what? Let me know who is following.
Number 5.
Number 5. Very good. High level of
Number 5.
Good. So number 5 is high level of unemployment. Of course, where there is no security of lives and properties, there will be high level of unemployment because companies within that locality may not operate anymore due to insecurity. And investors will not also come to invest in that state or country. that will lead to high level of unemployment. Is that okay? Do you understand me?
No, ma.
Yes, one. What is
Yes,
it
ma'am.
that you don't understand? A higher level of unemployment. So any questions so far? Any question? If you don't have any question, I'll ask you mine. So now, let us, who can mention 2 effects of social issues and problems on the individual?
I just unmuted.
Ma, please go back.
Opa, yes, tell us. Opa, 2 effects of social issues and problems on the individual. Yes?
Ma, no development and insecurity.
I said on the individual. What you just mentioned is on the nation, on the individual. Understand my question before you
poverty
answer.
and
Poverty and what?
death.
Very good. Poverty
Insecurity.
and death. These are effects of social problems on the individual.
Self-destruction.
Self-destruction. Now let us go to the family. What are the effects of social issues and problems on the family? Who can tell us?
Broken homes, divorce, and
Broken homes and what?
broken homes, stigmatism, divorce. Stigmatism.
No, that's stigmatization. Stigmatization. We have broken homes, we have stigmatization, we have divorce, we have lack of cooperation.
Lack of cooperation.
Very good. So these are the effects on the family. Okay, let me just ask you the nation. 2 effects on the nation. Who can give us 2 effects on the nation? What?
Insecurity and unemployment.
Insecurity and unemployment. That's very, very good. You are correct. So now I have assignments for you. We have come to the end of the lesson. I have an assignment for you. Please take it down. Can you see it? Copy it, please. Can you see the assignment? JSS1. Can you see the assignment? Copy it, answer, and forward your answer to the email displayed on your screen. Have you taken down the email? The email address? Please copy it. Copy it fast.
Okay, ma.
Ma, will you send the notes?
What?
Ma, will you send the notes?
Yes. Your class teacher, Mrs. Auntie Felicia, will send it.
Okay.
The note will be sent to you. Is that okay?
Yes, ma.
Very good. Thanks for listening. We have come to the end of the class. Let us pray. In Jesus' name.
Go back.
Go back to what again?
Amen.
In Jesus' name. Father, we thank you for making us to come to the end of this class. May your name be glorified.
Amen.
In Jesus' name.
Amen.
Have a nice day. God bless you. Miss you all. See you in the next class. Bye, David.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.